Dramatic. So we just finished episode 12, and so we are still in this dream sequence of the Bora life, and it's really started to like take off. So what, I guess, is your impression of this episode?
It made a little bit more sense, I feel like, than the last episode, because we're seeing kind of in their past lives like how they sort of came together, I guess. And it's funny. Well, it's not funny, but seeing how history repeats itself, and you see the God of War like being like mortally wounded. We were talking about what's her? It's not Bing Chen. It's Taiwan.
Tian Huan. I think that's her name, because her father's name was Tian Hao, and he was the original God of War who Min Yi replaced.
Yes.
And of course, upon the old God of War's death, entrusted his daughter to the new God of War, which entrusted, I'm putting in quotation marks, because I'm sure with her, it's like entrusted means like eventually might marry, but he's just like, no, I must dedicate everything for war. So that is all his main focus. But
this episode was like, it was a little bit frustrating seeing, and I'm gonna fuck it up, Tianwan.
Yeah.
Not only, like, we were talking about how, when Aju shows up to try to help, they'll kind of figure out what's going on, and Tianwan just slaps her hand away, like,
yes,
girl, this is not the time for this. He's in mortal peril.
Yes.
Like, and she's just sitting here panicking and freaking out, and takes it on her own accord to pull the
crystal out. And
it's like, without thinking about how this is going to affect the community or anything like that, like the clan community or whatever, she's just like, well, we have to save him. This is for the greater good. For who?
But that's the thing. She already said, like, if something happens to him, what's going to happen to me?
Literally.
That's the only thing she was thinking about. She didn't care about anything else. No. It was just like, I have to keep him safe for my own security.
For my own needs.
And so,
meanwhile, there's a whole battle still raging and going on, and people are getting slaughtered, and the fate of the whole realms and everything are at stake, and she's worrying about herself.
Yes.
And the fact that she just took the crystal out and was like, all right, I did my job, and then she passed out from it. I was like, what the hell? And then Aju's dad comes in and is like, hey, what happened here? He stole our crystal, da-da-da-da. And poor thing, because he's getting blamed for something he didn't really do. Like,
because he was like, I was unconscious the entire time. I don't even know how I got here.
Exactly. And so Aju trying to take responsibility, because not only did she bring him there to recover, but also she actually killed some demon soldiers, which means that there's going to be some retribution.
Yes.
And this nice, peaceful community that they come from is about to be hit, and there's going to be thousands of casualties. Like, they're like low on the totem pole, so they're going to get annihilated.
Right.
And I just like, I did not mean to. I thought I was trying to help because I know how important he is. Like, there was no like, I want him for me. Oh, maybe if I heal him, he'll love me.
Right.
None of that. It was more like, oh crap, we have to revive him. We have to get him back on track.
Yes.
And so she's like, I'll take responsibility. And it's a sign of maturity that she's like, yeah, I know I effed up, but I want you to understand it was not intentional. I didn't realize, like, my plan was to try to distract the demon soldiers so they would pull him away from, Ming and like his recovery and stuff, because they were being hunted essentially. And so she sacrifices herself, her divine essence, which means that she can't be immortal.
Yes.
And her dad is livid because that's all he ever really wanted for her.
It's almost like she was destined to go to college when she got pregnant. It was like, you ruined your life and stuff like that. So he's like, you're going to rectify this right now, because my daughter sacrificed so much for you on your behalf, regardless of who put the crystal in you or not. You still got it. That's the only bottom line. So you're going to marry her today.
Shotgun.
So it's just like, okay. So he signs, Minnie signs the certificate, the marriage contract. And of course she signs it willingly because she loves him and has already loved him with her Prince Eric attributes with it. I'm just saying, like, okay. And so they get married, and you can already tell that he is just over the entire thing. He was already forced to accept her. I just love how he had said, like, when she kind of, like, confronts him the day after the wedding, and just, like, so you didn't come to bed. Did you come after I fell asleep? I'm so sorry if you did. He's like, no. He's like, should we lay down some ground rules? I'm like, should we or you, sir?
Yeah.
This is all you keeping her in bay. But I'm like, but why?
Why? He kind of makes it very clear that he's just very stoic. He does not want any attachments, because even with, what's her face, Tianwan, I'm sorry, I'm saying her name wrong.
Yeah, it's like we haven't watched her name enough to get it down for repetition.
But she's clinging on to him and trying to,
Same as Bing Chong in the same aspect.
Yeah, and it's all kind of a selfish, like, you want him to love you. And I get where you're coming from when you've been, you have unrequited feelings for someone. You're like, well, if I do this, maybe they'll like me. But it's like, her job, she's a goddess. Her job is to heal. Mm-hmm. And so he has no interest in her. He has no feelings for her. And he was sworn to protect her because her dad being who he was, he sees it as a duty. And same thing with Aju. It's a duty because part of the agreement was he's supposed to protect her, make sure that she can achieve immortality. That was part of their stipulations for the wedding. And
do you know who it reminds me of? K1's fiance from Before We Got Married.
Yes!
Exactly the same.
Ooh.
And I'm like, and that's a whole other dynamic. We'll get into that one later on. But
we need to rewatch that.
Absolutely. It's so good.
That one deserves commentary.
It absolutely does. And I felt that same vibe of that because she's currently still in a coma from her mess up.
Yes.
With all of that. So I'm like, I'm not sure if she's going to be like, well, my father told you to take care of me, but now you introduce this other woman into here. Because I'm like, when she finds out that not only technically that Sungju had married a man that she's been pursuing for so long, but also probably will be accredited for saving his life when she was technically the one who pulled the crystal. But Sungju has reaped the rewards she had cultivated or started that she shouldn't have touched in the first place.
And in a way, Sungju did help save his life because she was responsible for like keeping the demon soldiers away because they were hunting for him. They were hunting for both of them.
Absolutely.
And Tianhua was freaking out. She's like, we don't know where to go, and they're gonna find us here. And she's panicking. Yeah, it's just kind of frustrating because it's like this girl was willing to cause the destruction of an entire community of innocent people for one dude. And I get it. He's the god of war. He's someone that she cares about. But like, there needs to be a line where that type of devotion goes a little bit too far.
Right.
And especially when Aju was first trying to help, and we, mentioned that, Tianwan slapped her hand away like, ugh, he's mine.
It's
Don't
like
touch
mine.
him.
It's just like, ma'am.
He's mortally wounded. Like, this is not the time.
This is not the time for you to be petty and possessive. We need to get this man, like, situated right now. And plus, you got people who have followed him here to finish him off. So, what are we going to do right now?
Exactly.
You kind of need to think beyond yourself. If she was really, like, all about that business, she should have been, like, training as like a secondary soldier in the God of War. But I'm like, she's such a... I wouldn't necessarily call her a damsel in distress because it seems like she can be helpful, but she's more about helping herself than others. So I already know like the blow up is going to be real once she wakes up and discovers that this chick is technically in her house.
Yeah, it's going to be bad. Comments from like, was it Beryl and Ruby making all these little observations. They're calling her a demon. They're, making fun of her not having a lot of, like, world experience. Yeah. It's kind of like they're seeing her as a country bumpkin. And, she's kind of taking everything in, like, for the first time. And it's like, wow, this place is magical and amazing. Right. And
so different than what I'm used to.
Exactly. And she seems genuinely excited, even though Mingy didn't visit her the night before. She was like, let me go run around and explore. And she meets them, and that's how she finds out about Tianwan and what she's been doing, but not necessarily the context of their dynamics. And you could tell they're kind of like, oh crap, what do we tell her? Like, how much do we divulge? And I think once he laid down those ground rules with her, it was just kind of like, I know that this was a marriage of convenience, so to speak. It was a forced marriage.
Yes.
But I'm interested to see how she sort of breaks down his
walls,
yeah.
like, about, because like there's some evidence of foundation where he's like kind of interested, but he's trying not to be. So why is that? Is it because of a higher purpose that you have to serve, or was there something that had happened to you in the past that you don't want to revisit? So what is it that you're trying to keep so covered?
Like, you don't want to develop attachments. You don't want to be close to anybody. It's not like an arrogant, cocky, like, I'm a loner, I was born to be alone type energy. It's more of this weird, it's not, I don't want to say melancholy per se, because it's something that he's choosing, but it's like, okay, what is driving this? Like, I know you're the god of war, you got to do your war thing, but like, why is it that you're not willing to let people close, and the people that are close to you are doing too much?
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe like because he had followed the previous god of war everywhere. Maybe that is like a part of his trauma about losing him, because he was such a major influence on his life. Because I'm like, he followed him like he was a Grateful Dead groupie. Like, he was all over everywhere. And so I'm like, is that the reason why he's just like, I just so afraid of losing someone close or caring about anyone else? Or is there a higher purpose also at stake here? Don't know. Like, that can be left up to interpretation, but I'm excited to find out more about how eventually they will become close.
To become one.
Because technically she is determined to do it. She's determined to get close, because she's asking him like, so what does he like to do? And they're just like, he likes to war and stuff. That's essentially
what are his hobbies? He has hobbies. Like, his hobby is to go to war and contemplate. Like,
he's like the hardest working man in show business. This is what he is. And so she's like, well, I'll find a way. And she's like, I'll start learning weaponry and stuff like that. I'm like, you look like you're pretty proficient at the bow, so I'm sure that would be like a great shoe-in.
And I kind of like her mindset. She's like, I want to make myself useful too. He's a god of war. I should probably learn something,
which I think will be so refreshing in comparison to the clingy that he's attached to. She's just like, how can I serve you to make your life better? I can also train and go to war too. Like, what do you need me to do? It feels like she would do that.
Fight side by side.
Absolutely.
It's like, I know what it's like having demon soldiers around, and I did what I had to do. I killed one of them.
Right.
But
she killed all of them eventually.
Oh, that's right. She ended up killing all of them.
We only saw one on screen, but I think she took care of the others off screen.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, to me, that shows like bad B like situation. We're already at that point where she can take care of herself, and maybe that will also garner his respect for her.
And plus, she won't be clingy in the way that Tianwan is.
Exactly the opposite.
She wants to get to know him and figure him out, but like, not in a way that's smothering. Like, I want to be like your literal shadow, and I don't want to acknowledge like your boundaries or anything, because she's constantly on him, and he's pushing her hand away, like, stop touching me.
Exactly, just like, it's like, stop calling. You're not my mother, and I don't.
You're not my wife.
And it's like, barely want to acknowledge that. It's like, you are just someone I'm taking care of. You are a duty to me. That's what it feels like.
An obligation.
An obligation, because that's what I promised my mentor to take care of you.
Right.
But it's
I respect my mentor.
But that does not include my love, and you're not entitled to that in the least, or any kind of affection. Besides for me just being courteous to you and appreciative of the things you're able to do for me. She makes him all kinds of tonics. For what? Like, what is ailing you already?
Yeah.
So
I'm like, some of them probably are some love spells or something.
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm like, ooh.
So I'm just like, I don't know. So I guess, like, what is your speculation for Lucky episode 13?
Well, Tianwan's gonna wake up. She's gonna flip her lid, and I'm totally expecting Aju to kind of like slowly wear him down, not in a like annoying kind of way, but just her being herself, because she's very inquisitive and bubbly, and she wants to learn about things. She's not content to just be sitting around doing nothing. Like, I know her dad's like, oh yeah, she's just lazy and unfocused. Like, no, she's focused on him.
Right.
But, like, it's clear that she wants to be of some type of value. Like, she's, you know, sacrificing her life at home to try to regain her immortality and
to be most importantly close to him too,
and like gain more maturity. And that first step was her sacrificing her own divine essence, because she recognized, oh crap, I've put my people in danger. We're gonna have a lot of casualties. There's gonna be nothing but calamity. And like, while this is all going on, like, there's this whole like typhoon in the water, and everything's turning and chaotic. And once she kind of sacrifices herself, things calm back down and things are peaceful again. But we wanted you to gain immortality. Like, the whole purpose was to do this, and now you've gotten rid of that. So Dad's like, oh, nope, you're going to take her with you. You're going back with him, and you're going to get your immortality. Like,
I mean, you being very honorable, it's just like, since she has sacrificed all this stuff for me, then I will go ahead and make good on it. I don't like it, but I will do it out of duty. It's like, he is I am a gentleman. I'm like, he's giving very stoic Anthony vibes, but of course, like, you know, she's not quite the Kate equivalent. She's more like I don't know, like, a lot of the Bridgertons aren't bubbly, but she's like going to have that bubbly, like you said, personality that will gradually just start breaking down his walls, especially the more...
Reminds me of Hyacinth, actually.
You know what? I can see that. Except not as gossipy, like, because Hyacinth has gotten gossipy in the last season, but I'm like, that's what it makes me feel like that's going to happen. There's going to be a lot of more, not overly so, but a lot more like romantical situations and scenes in episode 13. So TN1 is going to bring the evil. She's going to start being devious to the umpteenth degree. So I'm just like, I think she finally, like, even for her doing this, I think it will ultimately unlock Bien Chung's villain arc. That's what I think this is going to cultivate.
Once again, my least favorite trope, fighting over a man. I'm like,
absolutely.
Come on, like, y'all, please.
Absolutely. Because I'm like, it's already been done so often. And I'm like, I'm glad that, I'm assuming that a lot of this will probably just be done in this one little section here. But I don't know, like, it's so much more complicated later on that, of course, like, it can't disclose here, but I know there's going to be a little bit more things that come into play as the further we go out of the story. And of course, eventually when they have to get out of this little segment, because, you know, it won't last for very long. But so far, so good. Really enjoying this series overall. There's just so much more depth, and there's a lot of things that you try to pay attention to. Anything that is said, anything that you see, like, it will come back for revisitation later.
The chink of armor that she still has.
And girl, the slow climb up his armor to, like, she literally was eating him up visually as she climbed up.
Drinking him in, like, full force.
And he's sitting there like, can I help you? Ma'am, this is a Wendy's. What is this? And he's just like, okay, ground rolls, okay, because you're
looking a little thirsty, and I don't have the water for you, so...
Because I'm like, I would be surprised when he, like, left her with all those rules, and he rounded that corner that he kind of went, like... like, you know, just a little breathing moment. He's like, okay, compose and move on. But I'm like, he's going to start being moved. I know. He was already starting to be moved, even though he looked like he was annoyed when she ate, like, that sour cherry and stuff. And he's just sitting here like, you know, flapping his things out the way, being dramatic. I'm like, oh, Leo, you and your acting choices, boo-boo. Oh, my gosh.
So funny, because he was, like, talking to the maids. He's like, why didn't y'all warn her? You watched this happen. And she's like, oh, well, She said
she was having a good time, and we didn't want to interrupt him. Like, no, y'all were so busy talking down on her because y'all regarded her, like you said, as a country bumpkin. She was not above that, and plus, you weren't willing to disclose much regarding his hobbies and situations because you know that home chick was not going to be for it once she woke up. So I'm like, yeah, y'all are on the air of caution, but I think they were also just like, we're going to supply her with this, and then we're going to sit back and watch what the results will be. Absolutely.
Meryl and Ruby are messy as hell, because I was like, and the thing was, like, Audrey was really nice to them. She was like, hi, I just wanted to introduce myself.
Even though I heard you talking about me, but hi.
Yeah. And I'm interested, like, because she's slowly going to turn people to her side.
I think so.
Just by being herself.
And especially when Home Chick just starts blowing her gasket and stuff, I think they will probably just naturally want to gravitate to her, but maybe they'll also find like a sense of duty because of how long they had served her or and stuff. So I think there's going to be like a jostling of back and forth. But I think also it'll be interesting to, like, I'm not sure what will happen in episode 13 or 14, maybe to start meeting some of these other gods, especially, what was it? The god of Cosmos?
Yeah.
Because he's going to be one that I think she will meet because he had to descend into there. So I think they'll tell the story of like how everybody either died or got split up or something. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited to watch that.
And we still don't know like what's the identity of the demon god, the king or whatever, because his face was all covered up. He looked like he might have been a little bit older, and I was like, I wonder if it's Chang'e a little bit, but I guess we'll find out. So, but yeah, I like this so far. I think the only scene that I didn't like, I felt like the wedding was like, it took a little bit too long, especially that flight and the carriage. I was like, okay, we get it. Like, let's get to the good stuff.
I think because like they were just letting the soundtrack play, because I do love that song. That's personally like one of my favorite songs off of the soundtrack. So I think they were just letting that play in its full capacity in that slow walk, because I did see the behind the scenes, which I love, of them just not being able to walk, because Lil Yunxi was up there tripping over, and you can see him also walking on his robes and stuff, because they were long and stuff, and like, and the shoes are big and clunky, and so I know they have to kick and walk as they go, and I'm like, I couldn't have done the stair. I would have tripped on the stairs regardless, not planned. I'm like, no, I would have literally tripped and then busted a tooth, and then that'll be into that. Yeah. And they're just like, we're just gonna have to reshoot all y'all scenes. That's like after this. But can't wait to get into episode 13. Do you have any thoughts?
I'm just ready to keep this rolling.
All right. So we'll see y'all on the next episode with our thoughts.